of time we fly, searching to be free. Colors bending into sound, worlds begin to rise. Visions in the crystal sky, burning in our eyes. Burning in our eyes. Burning in our eyes. Burning in our eyes. I was climbing up the pendulum of a grandfather clock to have a conversation with the hands I couldn't stop. The numbers on its face were moths with tiny dusty wings, and they whispered all the titles of the songs the silence sings. The floor below was made of glass, and through it I could see a tiny little version of a man that looked like me. Oh, this is just a bell jar lullaby for a world beneath the glass. A perfect tiny snow globe scene that's never meant to last. The air is thick as cellophane, the sun's a painted eye, and you can't tell the difference between a teardrop and the sky. Everything is beautiful and nothing's really there. You're breathing in the silence of a question, not a prayer. Then the clock began to melt into a river made of milk. I sailed it on a playing card as smooth and fine as silk. The Queen of Spades was serving tea to a raven on the lawn, who was arguing philosophy about the coming dawn. The chessmen were all living, but they only moved in squares, and they bowed their porcelain heads and tried to sell me all their wares. Oh, this is just a bell jar lullaby for up beneath the glass. A perfect tiny snow globe scene that's never meant to last. The air is thick as cellophane, the sun's a painted eye, and you can't tell the difference between a teardrop and the sky. Everything is beautiful and nothing's really there. You're breathing in the silence of a question, not a prayer. And then a thought comes trickling in, a cold and sudden dew. This clever little prison has been manufactured by you, the architect and prisoner, the watcher and the watched. A perfect little circle that can never be unlatched. Oh, this is just a bell jar lullaby for a world beneath the glass. A perfect tiny snow globe scene that's never meant to last. like a question in the air, and forms a hazy portrait of a queen with tangled hair. She's riding on a carousel of horses made of thought, in a circus tent of canvas that the Spider King has wrought. The professor winks his eye and says the show will start at 3. the shadows are the artists, and the silence holds a rally. Sits a man with hands of mercury and eyes of burning coal, who practices the ancient art of polishing a soul. His fireplace is breathing, and his beakers gently gleam with the concentrated essence of a half-forgotten dream. He doesn't ask for silver, and he doesn't work for pay. He only takes the heavy things you carried on your way. He'll ask you for a pound of doubt, a pint of silent shame, a single crystallized regret you're too afraid to name. He places them with reverence inside his favorite flash, and gives a knowing little smile if you should ever ask. Oh, the alchemist of Amber Alley works his magic slow. He's turning all your laden thoughts into a golden glow. He melts away the bitterness inside a crucible of fire, and boils it with the energy of absolute desire. He's not making precious metal, he is making you anew. And the only payment that he asks is that you see it's true. He says the lead is not a curse, it's just a place to start. The heaviest of metals for the heaviest of hearts. And the fire is not in the forge, the fire is your need to burn away the husk, to